Hello, everybody. Welcome to Misguided Penmanship. I'm Spider-Man.
And I'm Spider-Man 2. Electric Poop.
I'm the better one. I am superior.
Speaking of Superior Spider-Man, his characterization, and especially Spider-Geddon, was annoying as fuck.
Okay, but like, I agree with what you're saying with, he's kind of been like, you useless dog, why don't you listen to me? But like, Spider-Verse, I liked him at first. He was smart. He was like, I'm going to lead on the head of the spider people so that way we can get rid of the inheritors. But Spider-Geddon, it's like, they kept trying to do the same thing over and over again, to be fair. If there's anything with Doc Ock, is that he has the ego to keep doing things over and over again. Oh, I messed up. Inverted controls are not inverted. But, fun fact, have you read any of Superior Spider-Man's, like, end?
His end? I mean, from what I understand, if I remember correctly, he ends up not being able to do something like the goblins show up, and he's like, I'm not strong enough to handle this. And Peter ends up taking back over, because Peter's kind of hiding the entire time in, like, Doc out of his mind situation. It was weird.
Okay. So, yes, you're right. The goblins start taking over because the goblins figured out that, hey, Doc Ock is actually using all of his drones instead of actually going out and personally patrolling. So they changed the coding in his drones where they don't register crimes done by people in goblin suits. And along with that, what happens is there is a moment where the goblins like make themselves known, make themselves take over, and it's just a lightning round of Doc Ock trying to save the people he saved before, but like he hesitates, and Peter's like consciousness that's inside Doc Ock's head forces him to move and to save him, and Doc Ock gets called out, and Doc Ock is like, oh, that person was getting abducted. Hang on. Okay.
But yeah, like I'd only seen the ending. I haven't read anything else, but I remember seeing that part and Peter being like, well, now you know I'm here.
Yeah, he's like, now you know I'm here. Come on, Doc Ock, be better. And he's like, I can't be good enough to save the one person I love. I will sacrifice everything to be able to do that. Yes, that was the original ending. And then they continued it. And then, you know what happens? You know what happens, Anthony? So,
Wait, can we talk about the fact that the car was in the light post?
It was a car accident. I'm not gonna judge. I could probably drive worse. But anyways, we'll go back to it, see if it's actually there still. Bless you, I didn't sneeze.
So it continued.
So, it continued, and then you know what happened?
What?
A situation that, against Norman Osborn, in the multiverse. Does that count?
No, it should not be inside the car like that.
How about now? I took out the trash can.
Better.
Alright, but anyways, so Norman Osborn, but not the Norman Osborn, the multiverse Osborn, the same one that befriends, quote unquote, him and Spider-Geddon. Remember that?
Okay,
like
yeah.
at the end? That one appears, and he can't beat him. So, at this point, this is the Doc Ock that went through the character development of realizing that he's not, like, strong enough to face these things and, like, overcome these hurdles on his own. So, what does he do? Like, he could ask for help. Like, he learned. No, he made a deal with Mephisto.
That explains your reference, and I think one of the Ultimate Spider-Man run that I just edited, where you literally say, you know, I got my ultimate one more day. Your superior one more day.
I did get my superior one more day. I haven't read it. I haven't, because I don't even know where to read from there. Because I've read the first part. I've read all of it. But then I don't know where to pick up. I started reading the new stuff, which has been pretty fun. But it's been... Oh, Gosh.
No, I get you. Like, I didn't enjoy it, but like, I mean, the one thing I will say I did like from the Superior Spider-Man is that last like panel that I've seen of Peter showing back up and like just being quippy as shit with the Green Goblin, and he's like, "It's you."
Yes, where it's like, at least I have dignity. No, I didn't carry around a man purse, and then it just zooms in on the Goblin. It's you, the one and only.
Yeah.
That was such a cool panel.
Yeah, that is. I mean, and probably some of my favorite things from Spider-Geddon was definitely the art. It was really solid 90% of the time. Some of it wasn't great. Like, I didn't like the art they did in like the standalone Spider-Geddon with those PlayStation 4 Spider-Man.
Yes,
That art style was a little weird in my opinion. It wasn't like bad, it just wasn't good.
that is actually exactly where I left off, as I've been... Oh wait, that's not like an open door. I don't remember where the door is.
I think it's on the ground somewhere probably.
Then why do they have guards up here?
I don't remember.
I see red dots. I go red dots. There's red
No,
dots.
yeah, there's a lower level.
People! Hello! Goodbye.
But like I finished it and like I do love the part with Peter fighting Moreland on like 616. And like that whole section was great.
Yeah, basic.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much.
And like the art and that suit design, honestly, I would not hate that as a suit.
No! It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite suits. If you get rid of the fact that he had a broken arm with it. It was so clean. It was...
Like there's so many different suits. Like even like Dark Ages Spider-Man. I don't know if you've
Hello!
seen that. Like it's very similar. Like kind of like the bearded older Spider-Man. You know that we've seen occasionally. Like I like that, and I think that those would be kind of fun interpretations for new suits in this game. I mean, I know we're about to get 8 more suits here on the 18th. 4 of which are just suits from the last 2 games already.
But we get Last Stand.
Yeah,
which
Last
is-
Stand.
Oh,
And supposedly all those suits do have variations, so at least there's something more to them than just like that, you know? So I think that kind of deserves a little bit of credit.
you remember what happened to the Last Stand Spider-Man in Geddon?
I do.
Listen to me! Gets next time.
But so I said overall, I'm excited for the suits. I mean, there's the 4. How do you describe it? The 4 that they designed with other companies and people in mind. You know, the partnership suits, what I'll call them. And they're okay. None of them are like my favorite. I don't think they're anything groundbreaking or like, oh, I'm gonna play with this suit all the time.
I'm pretty sure the one thing that I whined about and complained about was that they got rid of the Last Stand Spider-Man, and then they brought it back. So obviously they only did it for me. Like, they were watching our videos.
No, but like, I am glad that that suit's coming back. I do like also with the new update, they're adding in so you can customize in New Game Plus the fact that you can add in like the tendril colors for like the traversal and the parry stuff as well. Because I know like the end, it's like your traversal is only the spider arms or whatever, you know. I do like that you're finally to customize it. That's gonna be nice.
Then I can be truly superior Spider-Man and have the proper tendril color.
Or whatever necessary. And like so I do like they're adding in some of that stuff now. I kind of wish it was in the game originally, but at the end of the day, like I understand, you know, they're trying to get this game out, you know. So I can't be too mad. I'm glad that they're taking the time to add into it. I do wish we'd get confirmation of DLC though, or not. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, I'd really like to do Smash or Pass Part 2, but also like, what if we get, you know, another DLC where we get 3 suits per DLC, and it's like, well, all right, and I have to amend this.
I don't blame them for not telling us anything about anything though.
Yeah.
Because like everything they had got leaked.
And like I do understand it. Like it just makes it hard for like
Stuck on a wall.
that. Like I don't know. I think until I don't know. I don't have to decide. I don't have a decision yet on that Smash or Pass yet. It's there. I want to do it because it was fun doing it. But also with how many variations and stuff there are in this game, I was thinking maybe just a tier list would be better.
We could just do a tier list.
I liked the format of Smash or Pass, but in this one there's almost every suit from the last 2 games already on top of the new suits in this game. And then they all have the variations, which I think just might be easier to do in a tier.
You know, I can see that. Don't parry me. Ah! She parried me again. How could you do this?
But That's something that's on my mind. I love how much everybody's freaking out about The Boys season 4 right now.
I haven't. I've only seen spoilers, and it makes me so sad. Not because I've seen spoilers, but because I haven't gotten to sit down and enjoy it myself.
I would say I've seen spoilers. I would say like everyone's upset about the fact that like Mother's Milk, the actor, lost a lot of weight, shaved his face, and he just looks different now.
He does look like an actual stereotypical police officer
Like
now.
I do understand he definitely does look different than he did. I don't think it's enough for me to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my immersion, you know.
Why are we worried about that when there's Erin? Is that her name?
I don't know.
Starlight,
her actress, yeah. Everything happened with her. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like I'm happy she's doing stuff for her. I don't disagree that it does look different. I haven't seen her in the show yet, so I don't know how much extra makeup they're putting on top, you know.
At the end of the day, it's still the same people.
Mm-hmm. Like they are definitely the same people, you know. So like, I mean, as long as the story's good, I'm still going to enjoy The Boys. I think that's the most important part. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are plenty of shows where they've recast characters, or like even like the original Iron Man movies, they recast Rhodey. You know, like a lot of it. As long as the story was there, it really didn't bother me when somebody was recast. Normally, I can move past it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I'm only gonna enjoy this a little bit.
It feels weird watching you play this scene with this suit.
And this is the suit we technically would have. I'm doing it lore accurate. Lore accurate Spider-Man.
I don't know. Because I did it before I got the symbiote.
Wait, what? You weren't in the corner.
But
don't play games with me. I'm God.
Like I said, I would love to know plans, just because, like I said, it makes it easier for that stuff. Like I said, at the moment, like the Smash or Pass kind of has a pin in it for now, just until we figure out what's best. But I know it's there because I liked that format. It was fun. It was neat. You know, it kind of gave us, you know, a different, easy way to talk about what our favorite season games were.
Yeah.
Now, I feel bad because we never did Miles Smash or Pass though.
We
We'll do
could.
that one first, and then we can round back to this one. Give us a little bit of time.
Pretty sure we've talked about it a couple times, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we talk about so many ideas, and the thing is that there's one thing we're great at, is ideas.
Stop throwing sparks in my face. That's not cool.
The bad thing is we just don't have that time.
True.
Time is not.
Sorry, she tried to hit me, so I hit her with a fucking oil drum.
I'll put this back.
I don't care. I'm angry. You can't stop me now.
Man,
I don't know. I never mess up because I'm Spider-Man. But even if I were to, not saying that I would, but I would get back up again. Unlike what? She got back up. I was gonna do something nice, cool, and badass, and be quippy.
So far, nothing too exciting in comic book news. At least the Boys news, pretty exciting. Interesting that like they're like, hey, season 5's it. Only because I know the comic story because I've read the comics already, and I'm curious, you know, how that's going to translate overall.
You need to figure out your priorities.
Like I said, I don't think they're gonna interpret the comic
Than all the ones I didn't save.
mostly at all. Like they've really done a good job at making like, their kind of own story for, you know, Sunlight Universe. But I think like it'll mirror it in a way that it's still, you know, okay and pleasurable. But I definitely don't think it's going to be close. Now, I don't know how that makes you feel about it.
I mean, having a set in stone end date kind of helps it be like, okay, well, we know where this is gonna go. We know where to go from here, so
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
Like I said, it definitely helps keep that story, not necessarily in check, but like where it's like, hey, we only have this long, you know, so we have to. It makes it easier, in my opinion, to be like, hey, this is where we're gonna wrap it up. You know, we're gonna write the story so it wraps up at that time. You know, because sometimes you know you get those shows where it's like, oh, we'll definitely get another season. Let's end it on a cliffhanger, and then they don't get another season.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So I am happy to know that, you know, because then like I said, hopefully, you know, we get what we want. You know, we get a finished story. I will be curious to see if they do like spin-offs or anything, or if it's just once this is done, it's done.
I finally sat down and finished all of the Gen V spin-off. and that was pretty good.
I was gonna watch that earlier, but Mr. Beast uploaded a new video the other day, and I got distracted.
His kryptonite, Mr. Beast.
There's one thing he does well, and it's very, not necessarily, I'm not gonna say clickbaity titles or whatever, you know, but it's like, definitely enough where I'm like, I'm curious how this goes.
Oh yeah. It's not clickbaity because he actually does it, but...
Yeah. It's like, he does it, and he does it well. Like, I will give him that. There's a reason why he's, I think, currently the #1 subscribed channel.
Really?
I think he just passed T-Series.
Huh?
I could be wrong, to be fair, but I'm pretty sure he passed T-Series finally. And like I said, he does a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I watched a video earlier about how he would, like, was doing a whole bunch of different things, like healing people's hearing issues and eyesight and that. It's just like, it's like really cool that, you know, he started out, you know, doing really, really dumb shit, and now he's doing this. I mean, there's literally a video, I think, where he counts from like 1 to 1 million, and that's the video.
That was one of his older videos.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, that's like, that's the fun part. It's like, now he does this stuff, you know, where he's like, I'm gonna go trap my friends in the middle of the ocean with very minimal supplies. If they survive, they come home.
I would do better. That is my end goal. That is my life. I want to be able to go on a raft with the boys in the middle of nowhere and set up civilization.
We still need to finish our playthrough raft.
Yes, we do.
It reminded me of that. I'm like, I don't know, we haven't finished that.
Is that guy webbed to the wall? Oh wait, yeah, he was one of the Venoms. Alright.
That's like the one
No more
interesting
Mr.
thing about
Nice
this
Guy,
fight
let's do this.
is that how they just change back from the symbiotes to humans, and it's like, I hope you're alive in there.
We're not wasting all on you, you're dead.
No, but I do.
Oh, she's gone!
I will say, I love the
That woman is
variations
dead.
on all these symbiotes. They're very neat, very cool. I'm curious to see, obviously, how some of the stuff wraps up with certain characters and stuff like that. All I want is I want more Spider-Man. I could never have enough.
Spider-Man is pretty cool.
Speaking of, so that video, done, we'll watch that here. And then, after that, obviously we need to go into the next arcs. But
Yep.
how would you feel about doing that in tandem to, I think it's the yoga people?
The what?
I thought it was the people doing yoga that you needed the picture of. How would you feel about doing that in tandem with the new Ultimate Spider-Man run as well?
Do we want to start that one right now?
I was going to kind of wait for this first arc to end up, and then I was going to do it, you know? But I was, they said obviously, like, arcs are kind of hard to tell exactly when they're done. I'm just kind of broaching the subject mostly. Like, if you don't want to, I'm fine with that, you know? But I mean, at the same time, like, I'm fine with, you know, talking about it as it comes out. Like I said, it probably wouldn't be, like, as in-depth as the interviews have been, because we don't have all the answers yet, you know?
I don't know. It'd be fun to maybe change up the format and try and experiment new elements, but I don't know if that's really where we want to go with that.
I get you. Like I said, I'm just trying to broach the subject because, like I said, it's something that's kind of been slightly on my mind. Because one, I'm liking the new run. I'm enjoying it so far. You know, at some point I'd like to talk about it, but I'm like, you know, do we wait forever? Do we wait till, you know, what point is when we want to do it? It's kind of like what I'm thinking, you know. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like, I think if we want to talk almost like issue per issue, that'd be like TikTok, you know, formatting. Honestly, just a couple minutes of footage. That's it.
Yeah, and then we gotta figure out formats for how we want to do these things as well.
Like, it's just one of those like mini things that I'm sitting here thinking about, kind of as I finished editing that. I'm like, okay, you know, obviously there's a few
Get back.
you know, arcs in that series. But I'm also like, I want to finish it out pretty much how we're doing it so far. Because I think the format is good for what we're doing on that. I just know that obviously it was a very not small undertaking of a comic, because unlike Three Jokers, where it's one trade paperback, Ultimate Spider-Man is, I think, 3 different compendiums, you know, alone.
Yes. And that doesn't include, like, I mean, does that include, like, the, where he comes back later?
No.
Yeah, so. racist Starbucks. Is it above me? It's in the sky.
That is strange. Where is it? Because I'm not seeing it when you do the glow. Maybe our radar isn't as big as it used to be on there. Oh.
Maybe I'm just looking in the completely wrong direction.
I see. But like I said, so yeah, like, I was enjoying that run. I still waiting for Nightwing to finish up. I'm curious how they're gonna end it. I hope it ends okay.
I hope it ends okay. Or,
Like, 'cause I didn't care for Failsafe. Its continuation. I liked Failsafe, but what happened more recently, I was not a fan of.
I remember a couple things, but I haven't really been reading too much of Failsafe. I've been too focused on seeing if I could find the one quote from Spider-Verse and Spider-Man. That doesn't exist, by the way. I'm pretty sure it was something else.
It's just funny because I was like, all right. I was like, I'll text you because maybe you will remember. You know, you brought it up, and then like you didn't answer me. I was like, it's fine.
I was also sleeping.
And I figured, I was like, you know what, I got time. I can skim through it. You know, you gave me some information. I probably should be able to find it pretty fast. And eventually, I gave up trying to skim through the comic, and I was like, I'm just gonna read. And I kept reading, and kept reading, and I was like, I'm not finding it. And then I finished it, and like, I didn't find it.
Did you read them all in the order they're supposed to be read? Just
I read the compendium.
Okay. So my Bible.
Yeah.
You didn't take my Bible, did you? I know you didn't. What?
No, you have your Bible.
I know.
I just purchased my own copy of the Bible for sure.
Yeah. There we
I was
go.
creeping people. I was like, what? Why is there a plane all of a sudden?
I am just using my skills to show them off. I didn't hit anybody with those last three.
But yeah, like Failsafe. I mean, you read Failsafe, and then after that, it went into the multiverse weird shit, which was okay. But then Batman lost a hand and became kind of half robotic hand man, and
I like
it became
that.
a weird problem. I mean, it was fine, but it was like a weird problem for no good reason.
If he keeps his hand, what? Why is this one invincible? Oh my the fuck! He scared me.
At the end of that, then it became Zernar.
Zern R?
Yes. Have you ever heard of Zernar?
Nope.
So Zernar existed during Batman and like Talia's love triangle shit, you know?
Oh.
And so Zernar is Batman, but if he did work with them, if he like held their ideals, you know?
Oh, that'd be cool.
And so pretty much the way they end up beating Failsafe is Zernar. But then Zernar's like, well, I don't want to go away. I like being Batman. And then somehow separates his consciousness and becomes a robot.
That's cool.
And then it kept going. I think that's my issue. It didn't stop. It just kept going.
I like people wanting to be their own entities.
And then, I mean, it's not even done yet either, which sucks more. Because, I mean, they beat Failsafe, or not Failsafe, but Zernar recently after he made a Batman clone as his Robin.
A Batman clone?
Yeah, so at first it looked like Damian, and I thought it was Damian, but it turns out no, it's just a clone Bruce Wayne.
That's actually kind of cool.
Young. And ideally fucking murderer like Zernar. But either way, so that they finish up that, and then it leads right into absolute power, which I showed you that picture for all the superior powers. And I have no clue how it all ties together.
You've been reading it all, right?
I'm skimming through it, reading my favorite parts. That's the hard part. It's like one of those things where it's like, especially when you have all these tie-in comics, it's hard to keep track of what goes to what. Because one thing DC does a lot of, it's events. Don't get me wrong, Marvel's also getting that way right now with Venom and Carnage, and there's tons of shit going on there right now too. But I don't, like, if you start an event, give me a checklist. please. Being like, all right, so this is the order the comics, are coming out. This is the order they need to be read. Just give me that. I will do it. I don't mind that.
Having to go the extra mile.
Yeah, like having to like really search out for them is hard. Like, I think sometimes they do that where like, hey, all these comics are part of this tie-in. Because I remember when Death Metal came out, and I had a checklist of all the comics like their release date. But I don't know what happened to that checklist. I won't lie.
It vanished.
Probably. But so that's kind of my comic spiel right now, because I guess a Venom War is about to happen, and I don't know how to feel about it.
The Venom War?
That's what it's called, Venom War.
I gotcha.
All I know is I'm tired of symbiotes.
I like symbiotes. I
do
think they're
too,
cool.
but sometimes I feel like they get overdone, if that makes sense.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I feel like all of the main Spider-Man centered events lately have just been a symbiote thing.
Well, like all. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. What were you gonna say?
I was going to talk about the fact that. I was just going to talk about the fact that. Getting there. Give me a minute.
You're fine.
I just wanted to talk about the fact that the multiverse stuff. Oh my god. Okay, I got there. All the multiverse thread has been like going crazy, where it's like everyone's now starting to get tired of the concept of the multiverse, and it makes me sad because those are one of my favorite concepts.
You know what makes me feel even better? Like they keep rehashing all these different things and keep doing all these new things, but we still haven't gotten a resolution with Paul.
What resolution are we expecting? I don't remember
Anything.
I don't remember the last thing. Like what are we
Like the
expecting?
last thing that like we really got was like an explanation on why things happened. But then it all got sidelined again.
That's what's going on. Okay.
Yeah, because like like obviously like the
Is
comics
it people
started
fighting symbiotes?
and
I hear people screaming. Where are the symbiotes? Oh, there they are. Why is it not a crime anymore? Sorry.
but yeah, so like, obviously the comics started and then it was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why is everything so crazy? And then you find you go through and the comic just continues, but it kind of ignores that for a long time. And then finally, it was like, all right, we're gonna go back to that finally and explain what happened. And then it did it again, where now the comic's just been going, but hasn't really wrapped up that story at all. And I think that's my issue. Like, I don't mean like I don't want like Paul gone or anything. He's definitely not my favorite. But like, I'm just like, why isn't this done?
I tried reading the news run, but I just really did not like it.
I'm definitely not enjoying it either. Like, but like my thing is like, I don't understand why they're not finishing stories either. It's like they start all of these things and they just kind of continue. It's weird. Because like I mean like as of reading like Ultimate Spider-Man, right now again it's like it feels like everything's so clear. It's like all right, we're gonna start this event, we're gonna finish the event, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But in that, it doesn't feel that way. It's like, what if we introduce this problem and then just never resolve it?
Well, we just gotta hope that they'll eventually resolve it.
Yeah, I mean that's also the other thing. It's like, don't get me wrong, I have the luxury of reading Ultimate Spider-Man after it was done. So it wasn't like I read it as it was coming out. I mean, I kind of did as a kid, but I didn't remember shit. So eventually, when it was done, I read it all. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of also part of the issue. Is like, obviously, it's monthly for most comics. Otherwise, occasionally it's bi-weekly. And if we're really lucky, it's weekly. But I think the majority is just monthly.
Oh, someone just died.
Right. Like, I think that kind of sucks too. So, at most you're going to get 12 issues of a story a year, and each issue's maybe 20 pages, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just takes. It's really hard to tell a story in that format, in my opinion. Because at least like comics and stuff, comics with shows, you normally get an episode a week, and they normally get 20 episodes a season, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the whole thought process of having too many, like, people going into them. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's like a right or wrong way to do it at all. Like, I think personally, I like waiting until it's done because then I can just read it all at once.
Yeah.
But like, so that was something I was just kind of thinking about, you know, with rereading this again. I'm like, you know, like it's just so clear and precise, and like, you know, maybe if it was monthly and it took this long, you know, to get, you know, 12 issues in or whatever we're in now, you know, I probably wouldn't care too much. But to be fair, I don't know how that comment came out at the time. I don't know if it was monthly, bi-monthly, whatever, you know. But the point's moot now. I'm
And,
enjoying it.
Stay inside, everyone! I won't let anything happen to you!
Also, at least it's not like character assassination.
That's true. I like how the big guy's just knocking on the window.
He's fine, probably. He's knocking on the window because he's not distressed.
No, but like I said, I don't know. Like, and because obviously like DC, like they have all these events constantly where like they tie into like everyone's stories, so it's not like just Batman. You know, you all of a sudden go over and you read like Red Hood and the Outlaws, and it also connects or whatever. And I think that helps to an extent tell a story, because instead of just having the one issue that month, you have potentially four. You know, to tell your story. You know, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes it also just makes it more confusing, because then it's like, do you have to read, you know, all of Red Hood and the Outlaws to get to that one issue, you know, to understand what's going on, you know?
Yeah, it forces you to backtrack a lot. And by that point, you're like, why am I even reading this again? I can't remember.
Yeah, like, I think that's one of the harder things about events, because it's like, well, because I remember when I watched, like, the CW superhero shows, like, they did a lot of crossovers every year, and it was like, well, do I have to watch the entirety of the season of the show just to know what the fuck?
Leave it to Spider-Bot to bring me potassium when I need it most.
Spider Monkey!
I just got a message from our mystery bot.
I don't know.
What did it say?
I don't know yet.
Boys is cool.
Using some
I'm
weird
really much
syntax,
enjoying the
and there's
boys.
gaps in the code.
Figures are cool. I've looking at a lot of 6-scale figures. They're really neat.
Maybe a blueberry muffin.
I really like that Venom one that I showed you.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell myself I don't need to buy it, but I want to buy it. Because it looks so nice and I love all the details. I do kind of want to do it that one day they make all those custom ones as well.
Oh yeah.
So they make that feel just much better.
There's a lot of cool things that you can do with figures. With the technology we have today, things can get pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, the only bad part about them is that they're not cheap.
Oh yeah.
I think, like, when I wanted to buy the Scarlet Spider suit that you're wearing, it was like $250.
Oh Jesus.
And then, like, I mean, from there it kind of ranges. As long as you buy it, like, when it's for sale, you're only good if you buy it after it's not. You're, like, looking at spending $500 or more at times, so it's like,
Me still looking for a good Ben Riley and a good Kane Funko Pop.
Where'd those symbiotes
that candy line just bought it for like $10.
You say you bought that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Along with a Qui-Gon thing I found.
I did see the Qui-Gon.
Nikki was very excited for that one. Just, oh my god. And I was like, yep.
Qui-Gon was cool.
Mm.
Liam Neeson is cool.
Yeah, and, like, don't get me wrong, he did the character really well. You know, I mean, the character was rather short-lived, but.
Where are you?
You're trying to get a photo
Oh,
of the
this guy. My dude.
The guy.
There we go. Oh wait, don't go this way.
God,
This is
I
a
was
.5 episode.
Isn't 50 the cap on this game?
Yes. No, it's 60 now, remember?
How was it 60? I can't remember.
Well, there we go. Now it's allowed me to start purchasing things. I lied.
That was kind of sad. But
You know what? We don't get to play as Miles enough. I can't swap anymore.
No, because you're story locked currently.
Dumb.
I'd say maybe try the side missions. You might be able to get it to do that again, because that's how Daniel got it.
Oh, I'm sure it's just because Robbie's talking to me.
Maybe.
Okay, give me a minute. There we go.
Alright, cool. But I mean, overall, like I said, I'm still enjoying comics, still enjoying a lot of stuff, but also I'm just tired. We have not done shit with the Prowler.
We have not. We haven't had need to. They give us rare tech parts. Where do we need those?
The upgrade gadgets, I think.
The upgrade of gadgets.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We need them. Well,
But I just meant like he does have like a side story in here.
yeah, but it's not. I don't think he did anything grandiose from it, right?
I don't remember. I beat this game quite a few months ago.
He get a suit.
Yeah, you probably do get a suit. I mean, but obviously, like, not something we have to do it all on camera, to be fair, either.
We're on the last Sandman one. We're on the last Flame one. Those are the only ones that actually, like, I'd say would be really worth it. Oh, wait, these ones give us a cool suit, right? So,
Maybe? I mean, I think, like, overall, like, you know, even if we do them off camera, I can come in and I can bust through all the extra ones and just leave, like, the last one always.
well, we can just do what we're doing now, do it in the 25 episode, it's fine. I just want to make sure that we don't, like, start it.
Or, like, yeah, like, the one thing I would, like, obviously, like, I want to make sure that no matter what we get on camera is, like, the finale to all of these, because a lot of these have, like, pretty big finale, like, things.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I've been playing House Flipper. What are you up to?
You've been playing a House Flipper.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got bored of my Lego grind, so I was like, I need a mental break, and then I started playing House Flipper, and that actually is a lot more stressful than I thought it was going to be.
I love watching those house flipping shows. You're not dead? Oh, okay, you did. There you are.
Other than that, I'm trying to find something to play, but I just haven't found much else right now.
There.
There's tons of games coming out, and every time I'm like, oh, I might play that, and it's like,
I have not really been playing. I've been playing more roguelites. Like, I've been playing Hades.
yeah.
Binding
Isn't
of
there
Isaac.
Hades 2?
Yep, Hades 2 is out, but I have not beat Hades 1, not even once.
I got
Ooh,
you.
which one are you?
That's Spider-Man.
Looks like it. We're gonna grab this as Peter.
I do like the animation when you switch. I think that's very neat.
We can't grab this as Miles because we gotta listen to the voice dialogue that you can definitely hear when we grab this.
Oh yeah, I can definitely hear everything.
It's either Spider Girl or it's like Ben. I can see it being Ben.
I don't know what it is, but I just
I
love
don't know.
this Spider-Bot.
That makes me happy. Okay. Screw you, Peter.
How did you feel about the? So obviously you
Yeah,
read
that's
the
right.
Spider-Gate and everything. How did you feel about the idea of all these Toad and Spider-Man that were like more important than the others? Like you had the other, you know, I don't know how you say the baby's name. What is
The
it?
Scion.
The Scion.
There's the Scion, the Bride,
Yeah.
and then eventually the Weaver,
Mm-hmm.
twice removed.
Yes. How did you feel about that concept?
I think I liked it for Kane, because like the whole concept of, well, yeah, Kane is like the outlier of most situations. The only other person that we've seen turn into like a Spider-Man or like Man Spider was like Savage Spider-Man, which he's Savage Spider-Man. The one that was like the one that impregnated his MJ of the universe and like also ate his uncle and Flash Thompson. So like, yeah.
All different names, because I can't think of his name right now.
But also that one dials back and loops around for his actual lore, and that's really cool because like you get a whole situation where he does become full-fledged Spider in his like actual storyline.
I didn't hate it. I was like kind of weird that we're getting like this weird prophecy stuff in this as well, because I definitely just expected it to be just, oh, we're just fighting, you know. But for it to be that weird prophecy, just kind of, it felt weird at first. Like, it's fine, you know.
I could also understand it though, because theoretically you're fighting a war against infinite creatures. So I could see it more as along the lines of the bad guys actually have a chance of winning now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, technically, yes, they were kicking everyone's ass and no one could beat them.
But there was an infinite spider people, you know.
Yeah. Having the prerequisite of, hey, if you beat these people, then it's officially checkmate. Kind of, why is there flames flying in a circle all around?
I think there was like a barrel or something that was like on the ground that got thrown up in the air, and now it's just happening.
I don't remember this being a part of the symbiote's power, I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. I don't know. I thought it was weird at first. Like, so by the end of it, I really didn't care much. I feel like the way they won originally was really dumb. Like, it made sense story-wise, but I was like, man, that's such a quick cop-out.
What do you mean?
Because obviously when they win the Spider-Verse, it's they send them all to the fucking fuck you. It's
Radiation,
yeah. I'm like,
After they rocked all their shit, though.
I was like, that just kind of. I was like, I didn't care for that too much.
I mean, it's a way they could have beat them without actually killing them.
Yeah, which makes sense, and I did enjoy that side of it. I was just like, man, you know, after all of that, I was expecting, you know, more, I guess. What's the way to look at it, you know?
Well, out of curiosity, what would have been an ending that would have been satisfying for you?
I don't know, because I didn't like the Inheritors anyway, so it was kind of like, there was, I'm honestly, I'm not saying I wouldn't have beat or anything. I was just like, I definitely wasn't happy with the 90% of it, you know, because the Inheritors I thought were dumb. I didn't like Moreland originally to begin with. I mean, it was the original comic, you know, kind of. Like, I didn't hate it, but it was like, it's whatever. But, I mean, obviously, as a person, it's probably going to be very hard to please me in that storyline since it wasn't something I cared about.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And like I said, it was like, I just felt like, to me, that was kind of lackluster. Like, here's how we solved it. I just,
Oh,
you
you
know,
got to keep me.
sending them away. You know, I just felt like, all right, you know, kind of. I feel like there could have been something else at play, but.
Well,
Because there were so many different themes that they introduced, obviously, like the Weaver and like the idea of like this prophecy. You know, there could have been other stuff they could have done with it, but then for it to be like, we're just going to send you to a planet with radiation. Goodbye. I don't know. I think that's kind of sucked for me.
well, I think it's set up for the sequel, but
Yeah,
I didn't really
definitely.
like how it's set up. I didn't like the. You don't like the ending of the first one. I don't like the introduction of the second. If you remember why it happened, because Superior Spider-Man was like, I'm gonna live forever because I'm going to take their technology.
Yeah.
And even though he's like been tailoring, making these clones, doing these calculated things, all of a sudden it's like, nope, it doesn't work now, and here it is, you're back, you're stupid.
Oh no, I agree. I think I liked the ending better.
Oh, I did like the ending better.
You know, the idea of like, we're making babies and we're gonna do it better.
Oh. I just wanted to go home. My bad. I didn't know I couldn't go down to my sewer.
Superman.
I want to go meet.
I think I
the
liked
Turtles.
that ending better, of the idea of just like, all right, we're gonna do it better this time. You know, I think that was kind of neat. I like the optimistic, you know, version of that, in my opinion.
Yeah. It felt like a big slap in the face, though, when I realized that the person that works well with Superior Spider-Man, I don't remember if that at that point they've already fought before, but like the one that he worked well with was the same one that would either eventually kill him or has killed him already.
Yeah.
We broke it, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that.
Like I said, so it wasn't bad. Like, not all of it was bad. I will give it that. Definitely wasn't my favorite, but I found
It's your trial.
I found it interesting that they were like, all right, who are we going to give the kids to? Aunt May it is.
Aunt May, all right.
Thought that was kind of funny, but
It was good. I very much enjoyed being able to see all the other concepts and like seeing all of them work together. The Ben Reilly of the Spider-Verse storyline, the fact that he won through sheer willpower and everything always turned out okay, and then he just sacrificed himself. It was like, and then Kane getting super upset made sense, but like, what about the actual Ben Reilly? Where the fuck was he this entire time?
yeah.
Probably filing his taxes.
I And we're kind of circling back to the conversation we've had on several comics, which is like, comics are hard to read right now. It's just like, I want so much from them to an extent. Like, I want a solid story. But, like, with the monthly release, sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm getting that. Oh, jeez, they give you 3 big guys.
Bro. They gave that. I'm not surrounded by 3 big guys. They're fighting one of me, bro.
Yeah. I look over and I'm like, oh, there's 2 over there. I was like, nope, there's 3.
I am the superior Spider-Man in the best grip possible.
Are you sure you don't want me to put it back on ultimate difficulty for you?
No. I'm having fun. Let me enjoy this. Actually, no. We'll
You want to do this Spider-Man ultimate?
we'll not have fun. Does it adjust mid-fight? That is the question.
Probably.
Let's find out.
I don't know how it would, perfectly work with health pools, but...
Oh!
Oh yeah, damage is definitely higher.
I got this. I am Spider-Man.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, I mean, I've talked a lot of, like, oh, I love Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, there is a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man I love. There's also a lot that I don't love about it. Like, and I know we haven't... Jesus Christ. I know we haven't gotten there
He
yet.
just walked up and then walked away.
But, like, when I was, like, looking for something in the video, I was like, Jesus Christ, I forgot this was, like, a thing in this universe.
What was the thing in this universe?
Just the racism with the X-Men. And
Oh,
I was
yes,
trying to
the-
find, like, a good, like, comic panel to, like, help describe that.
Ultimate's, like, world was bad.
And, like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, the X-Men have always kind of been, like, racist towards, and all, like, even, the 616 universe, everyone's like, oh, fuck mutants. But it was just kind of, like, to a different degree, and then I was like, I need to find a good panel, so I was trying to skim through the comic, and I was like, holy shit, I forgot how, like, hypersexualized some of these characters are, or, like,
Yes.
how weird interpretations are. Because one of the characters in the X-Men is called Beast. And in this version of it, instead of being this, I'm trying to think how to describe it, instead of being like a blue monster, he's just a hairy man that looks way too much like Wolverine.
Maybe that's what they were going for?
It was just, like I said, some of it's like weird, and then like Scarlet Witch's outfit, super sexualized, and then there's also the weird relationship with her and her brother actually being a couple and doing things while people watch in the comic. It's just weird, and I'm like, oh god, these are things that
Ultimate
happen.
was not a good world in any way, shape, or form. The
No,
only
like-
thing that's good that came out of it was Spider-Man.
That is what a lot of people would say, because the Ultimate was very solid majority of the time.
Oh, I'm done?
Yeah, I don't know how you did that so fast, god damn. I don't think I've ever gotten a gold on one of those.
Wow, good job, me.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I'm
even
definitely
really
still on
watching.
Ultimate difficulty, guys. You didn't see me turn it back down.
But like, because like Spider-Man's solid up until the end, and I think part of that was like they knew that the Ultimate line was wrapping up, and they didn't know how to end it well with him being a part of the universe,
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the problem. Because I've talked about it before, like, the weird part is that Spider-Man has probably died and come back to life more times than Ben Riley.
Ben Riley's come back at least 28 times. You're telling me that Ultimate Spider-Man has come back more than 28 times.
Probably pretty close, honestly. More close than you'd think.
How many times has he come back? State your sources. I will defend my baby boy with my life.
For solid purposes, there is at least 3 different occurrences where he dies, one where he disappears, and then he has come back each time.
Brother.
In some form or fashion. Like I said,
28
that is
and
like
3 are a little bit different.
I don't disagree. Like I said, but it's so weird because it's like, why so many times? Because same thing like Ben Riley, I would fight tooth and nail. I'm like, why? Why does he need to die and come back?
Well, I mean, I can understand. I'm more along the lines of, like, lore-wise, there's no way he has dealt with it more than my baby boy.
Yeah. I can definitely understand that.
You said he did, though.
Hey, I didn't know he
I'm
died
calling
20
you out.
times, to be fair.
That's when he became Evil Jackal. I mean, Evil Ben Reilly in Clone Conspiracy 2. Basically, what happens is he sacrifices his life, if I remember correctly, but then he comes back because the Jackal brings him back from the dead, and then starts experimenting on him. Experiments on him like kills him over and over again 27 times.
I see.
And then he becomes evil, kills the Jackal, or what he thought was the base Jackal.
I issue. To be fair, I never read Clone Conspiracy 2.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's Clone Conspiracy 2, because the base one was the original Clone Conspiracy, and then there's that one. The Clone Conspiracy 2 story was really good, because you don't know it's Ben Reilly until a little bit later, and then he's like, dude, we can have everything we wanted. We can save everyone. Everything's okay. And, like, Peter's like, but this isn't right. We shouldn't be doing this. And he's like, shit.
I do remember that. So either I've seen a lot of panels from it, or I've, like, not read it, but, like, been told that story before. Because I definitely recognize that.
Also, Spider-Geddon, he talks about how he's going to sacrifice himself to help them get the advantage. I don't remember exactly how he does that. But he also mentions that he's already died 27 times. What's one more?
But it's weird that certain Spider-Men just die all the time. Reminds me of Tim Drake.
Tim Drake dies all the time? I thought that was like Jason's Todd thing.
No, it's Tim's thing.
Oh, so it's like...
Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, like, Jason's canon event is dying and coming back. But, like, Tim, I feel like he's the Robin that no writer knows what to do with. And so they have him as a Robin for a bit, and then they just kill him. So they just don't know what to do with him. Which sucks, because, like, don't get me wrong, Tim isn't, like, a favorite Robin of mine. It just feels like, I feel bad for him, you know? It's like, I know he's not a person, but, like, it's like, man, that kind of sucks. You know, every time you're like, oh, I'm going to do something cool. It's like, no, you're not.
Nah.
You're going to do this one cool thing, but you're going to die because of it.
You're here for character growth, and spoiler alert, it's not yours.
Yeah, it's, I feel like it always sucks for him. Because, like, one of, like, the biggest, like, things I remember from one of his deaths is when I was reading Batman Beyond.
Orange. I picked the worst version of the suit, by the way.
But Batman Beyond, at one point in time, there's an event called The Future's End, where he goes back in time to save the world for some reason. And the canon event is that Tim Drake needs to die, but instead Batman Beyond dies. And
Oh, I
Tim
bet you were
Drake
happy about that
becomes-
one.
Super happy. And then Tim Drake becomes Batman Beyond. And then goes back to the future. And it's weird. But I was like, man, Tim Drake, this is like the third time I've heard of you dying.
Tim Drake, just either stay dead or stop dying.
And it's like I said, I understand that, you know, some writers just don't know what to do with him because he's not Dick. You know, it's not like he's gonna become, you know, Nightwing. It's not like he's Red Hood. And it's not like he's Damian. And I feel bad saying that, but like he doesn't have much for himself to grow into besides the very few times where he does become like Red Robin. But even then, Red Robin doesn't feel like a separate character. It just feels like still a Robin. So I feel bad for Tim Drake in that aspect. I kind of hope that eventually a writer figures out what to do with him enough to give him that separation like Red Hood and Nightwing have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought it was strange that Tim Drake was Robin in Failsafe. It wasn't Damian, it was Tim. Even though Damian was alive and just doing Damian things.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where and when they fit, other than the fact that I know it goes Nightwing, I'm sorry, Dick, Jason, I think Tim, and then Bruce's actual son, Damian. Yeah, and then I don't know where the other ones fall.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there's Orphan, there's Spoiler, there's Barbara. There's a ton of other like smaller, there's also like Duke Signal, that's his superhero name.
Duke Signal?
Duke is Duke Fox, I want to say, is his name, I think. But either way, like his things, he becomes the Signal.
Or the Signal.
Batwing.
Well, that was cool.
But yeah, sorry, I gotta try. And it's like, yeah, there's tons of different like little side characters that don't have. I mean, obviously, I haven't read everything, so like, I'm not saying this as like a perfect critic, but I feel like they just don't have a lot of screen time or a lot of standalone stuff besides like very occasionally like, oh, we're gonna go tie into this thing, and then that's it. So, I mean, I don't know too much about a lot of those extra side characters. But truthfully, I also like went on my way to read about like Nightwing, and I knew like Red Hood just because Red Hood is really recognizable.
I love Red.
But I feel like the Batwoman, I've always had a harder time being like, oh, that's this one or this one. Because I know like there's Barbara, then there's Kate Kane, and then there's Spoiler. There's a whole bunch of different characters. It's just hard to keep track of.
What are you doing over here, little dude? Dead. That's what you're doing over here.
Either way, I'd say like Batman, probably one of my favorite stories to read. Overall, I feel like there's a lot of solid stuff, but I feel like every comic, you know, there's just as much not so solid.
I don't mind reading Batman. I like not paying attention to what the main canon is and being like, yep, these are my favorite ones, therefore that's what's happening right at this moment.
Yeah, I do wish that some stories would maybe focus on trying to have like a smaller footprint. I know that kind of sounds funny, but like I feel like sometimes you get like the current Nightwing run is like 140 issues or something like that, and like obviously that's quite a few comics, you know, like potentially, like if it's monthly, you know, that's 144 months, you know, that's divided by however many years, you know?
144 divided by 12 is around 12.
Yeah, so like potentially 12 years of that comic running, you know, that's
It might actually be 12, hang on. I said hang on like we're gonna do the math. I'm not doing the math.
You're fine. But like, so like, you know, it's kind of what I'm thinking about. It's like, but also like a lot of times when I do read comics, like I read those smaller stories. It's like, oh yeah, like better than Batman, or like the trade paperbacks, you know, where it's like a smaller arc, you know. I feel like, you know, sometimes it's okay to do those one-off stories like Spider-Man Blue or the Life Story, you know, or whatever. I feel like those are just as much fun, in my opinion, as like the full run.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, like, not like they always have to be short stories, but I feel like those serve better and are more digestible than this idea of, especially in like Amazing Spider-Man in the sense that there's so many comics titled that, you know, it's like you walk into a comic book store and you're like, oh, Amazing Spider-Man, but which one?
Yeah.
You know, that's a very daunting thing for new audiences, especially, you know.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a new audience, but like sitting there trying to figure out which Amazing Spider-Man specifically. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't have a go-by year, then you're screwed.
Yeah, like and like don't get me wrong, like because they change so fast. Like, cause like, I mean, right now I was like Zell Wells is writing Main Spider-Man run, but like, what happens when he's not writing? You know, and the story still technically continues, but it continues under a new author or writer. You know, so that's just as hard to keep track of because the story shifts in so many different directions. You know, because I think that's why like a lot of the current DC stories are wrapping up because Chip Zdarsky. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. But he's wrapping up his time as a writer.
Oh, okay.
And so that's like kind of like, huh, you know, like, because he's done a lot of cool stuff. Like, I mean, one of the more popular stories he's done was one of the Daredevil runs. Probably like one of the most popular Daredevil runs to happen ever. But,
oh, okay.
I feel like I want to read more comics, but at times I get caught up in my head about how daunting of a task they can be.
I kind of just sit down and I'm like, I don't know. I've been reading a lot of manga and mango. I've been enjoying that.
I like you. As a lot of times when it comes to, at least personally, when I want to read a comic about a character, I just find a trade paperback with that character, and then I just start. And thankfully enough, there are plenty of people and resources online to help provide that information.
Money!
Yeah.
We can borrow a little bit of that, right?
I doubt he would notice it was gone.
Sure, it's a lot of good money, too.
I love it with just little pieces of tech in that giant safe.
Oh, yeah.
But, alrighty. I think we've talked enough for this one episode.
Oh, I actually yanked on the cord. We're going down.
But, alright, then we talked enough on that episode.
We gotta
once
wait.
Aaron stops talking, we'll finish it.
Let the game actually sort itself out.
No
Oop.
way. You and Pops used to battle?
We go to war.
On the court.
We put it to rest. bully baller, and I was a trash
Oh,
talker.
they're actually talking about
We're
basketball.
undefeated.
How about we come back after your parole? Play a little pickup?
Trust me, nephew. You don't want the smoke.
You don't want the smoke.
My room can use another poster on the wall. Later, Unc.
Honk.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us on another 0.5 episode. I wish I knew the number, but I lost the numbers a long time ago. Bye-bye.
Ciao, muchachos.
I think that monitor just went to sleep, so this is going to be awkward because it's probably still recording. Yep, it is.
Hello, ciao, muchachos. For real this time.
Bye.